When it comes to TV legal dramas, they don't get any bigger, more popular, or more iconic than Law and Order. The NBC show, which began in 1990 with a clever twist on the classic procedural, case of the week format, has grown into a monumental franchise with various spin-offs, and is now regarded as an immovable small-screen institution. Still, despite Law and Order's many series and prominent stature in the TV landscape, even the show's most ardent fans must surely admit that there are better legal procedural dramas out there. The innovation of combining police station and courtroom procedures into a single episode of television is no longer enough to set the franchise's original show apart. Law and Order's best episodes may be landmarks in TV history, and its main characters have turned several actors into household names. But as a work of art, it's trumped by a raft of even better legal shows, from different eras of television. No other series in the genre can claim to have been as prolific as Law and Order, or to have accomplished the same level of sustained popularity. However, there are ultimately better legal procedural dramas out there, whether it's classic 1980s pioneers or slick streaming age behemoths. The Lincoln Lawyer 2022, present copyright symbol Netflix, courtesy Everett Collection. While there are other TV shows out there like The Lincoln Lawyer, nothing else pulls off legal procedural storylines with quite the same swagger. This David E. Kelley adaptation of Michael Connelly's novel series about defense attorney Mickey Haller is blisteringly slick, spicing up its courtroom drama with an effortless blend of crime thrills and romantic woes. It's little wonder that The Lincoln Lawyer finished 2024 as the most watched show on Netflix. When Season 4 sees Mickey Haller himself standing trial for murder in early 2026, the streaming giant can bank on even more viewers tuning in for a roller coaster of suspense and shocking plot twists. What the show lacks in technical expertise, it makes up for in a command of storytelling that'll have you gripped from start to finish. It represents a new generation of glossy legal dramas, which have left the likes of Law and Order for dust. Goliath 2016-2021. Before adapting The Lincoln Lawyer for Netflix, David E. Kelley's previous legal drama project was this Prime Video series about a maverick criminal attorney who also happens to be a recovering alcoholic. Landman star Billy Bob Thornton is perfectly cast as Goliath's Billy McBride, who makes up for his indifference to professional courtesy with a singularly brilliant legal mind. McBride is deeply cynical about the justice system following a traumatic experience in a previous case, and the internal conflict between this cynicism and the pride he takes in his work makes for one of the legal genre's most complex characters. It also makes Thornton's protagonist highly entertaining to watch. Goliath simmers with tension throughout its 4 seasons of accomplished television. Billy McBride always feels as though he's on the edge of something catastrophic, only to find order within chaos, and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Reasonable Doubt 2022 present. Reasonable Doubt's 100% Rotten Tomatoes score has survived through a 3rd straight season, as this fun and frenetic legal thriller continues to go from strength to strength. Lead actor Amatzi Coronildi portrays Jack Stewart as a high-flying lawyer who struggles to balance the dual pressures of professional and personal life with a magnetic screen presence. While the show follows a certain formula across its 3 seasons, it's a routine that clearly works, as Reasonable Doubt has identified strengths it's intent on sticking to. The show's clever plot misdirections and breezy charm will likely sustain it for several seasons to come, particularly if each season's new cast additions keep working as well as they are. LA Law 1986-1994. In any conversation about the best legal drama show of all time, NBC's 8-season classic LA Law has to get a mention at the very least. The template for all modern lawyer shows, including the second half of each Law and Order episode, this series covers every aspect of the work that goes on inside a full-service law firm. Legendary writers of the legal procedural genre David E. Kelley and William M. Finkelstein both learned the ropes scripting episodes for LA Law. The show might have declined somewhat in its final seasons, but it remains the touchstone for anyone looking to depict the legal profession on the small screen. Sorry, Law and Order. LA Law got there first. The Good Wife 2009-2016. One of the few legal dramas of recent years that's accurate in its portrayal of the genre's procedural elements, The Good Wife is a powerful depiction of the role the public face of the law plays in American society. While it does primarily focus on Alicia Florrick's career as a litigator, the show also brings wider social factors into play. The Good Wife and its spin-offs are rare exceptions in the legal procedural genre, in that they feel as though they take place in the real world, rather a self-contained story world constructed wholly to support their plot. What Alicia and her colleagues go through are struggles we can genuinely relate to. What's more, the show highlights the additional barriers working women face in a professional environment, and the double toll these barriers take on their family life, in ways that most TV series in all genres just brush under the carpet. Law and Order might feature some great female role models, but they're simply not as realistic as the characters depicted here. Boston Legal 2004-2008. There aren't many legal dramas where every episode is pretty much perfect, but Boston Legal is as close as it gets. Wonderfully witty with peerless courtroom monologues, this spin-off of David E. Kelly's earlier series The Practice rightly made James Spader's reputation as one of the most uniquely captivating acting talents on television. Spader's character Alan Shaw is one of a kind. Pompous but morally principled, good-natured but not averse to cheating in the cause of a valid case, Shaw is full of contradictions which make him all the more likable and compelling. As if he weren't enough entertainment on his own, William Shatner's Denny Crane makes Boston Legal even more enjoyable. Matlock 1986-1995. With the well-earned success of Kathy Bates' Matlock reboot, it's easy to forget that this iteration is based on a classic and equally acclaimed legal drama from the 1980s, starring Andy Griffith in the title role. Ben Matlock is a wily old fox, whose curmudgeonly manner and southern drawl belie his razor-sharp intellect. This series stands at the other end of the legal procedural spectrum from Law and Order. Rather than mixing technical expertise with soap opera melodrama, Matlock turns its titular lawyer's cases into mysteries that can only be solved on the basis of his investigative skills. Its storytelling approach involves deft sleights of hand and immensely satisfying reveals in the courtroom. Better Call Saul 2015-2022. This legal drama might not fit neatly into the genre, but it doesn't fit neatly anywhere else, either. Better Call Saul is even better than Breaking Bad, the parent show that first spawned Bob Odenkirk's legendary TV lawyer Saul Goodman. Purists of the legal procedural genre might argue that comparing Saul to Ben Stone or Mickey Haller doesn't make sense.